If you're having an attack of the hungries right now, you're in luck. Subway's still open.
You're watching Channel 5.
They were huge. They were unbeatable. Now we know why. New evidence that for East Germans in the Olympics, drugs were the unseen advantage, undetected and rewarded with gold. Now the question is, how different will things be in Barcelona?
This is ABC News Nightline. Substituting for Ted Koppel and reporting from Washington, Chris Wallace.
In just 4 days, they will hold the opening ceremonies for the Summer Olympics. More than 10,000 athletes having spent years training for their special moment. But if the past is any guide, a number of athletes, some say a surprisingly large number, will also have spent years taking drugs to enhance their performance. After the scandal of the '88 Games, with sprinter Ben Johnson stripped of his gold medal for failing a drug test, these Olympics were supposed to be different. But in recent months, a steady stream of top athletes have flunked drug tests, and those are just the ones who were caught. Now comes word of just how far this cheating can go. Records have been found in the former East Germany that document what many people long suspected, that for years that country systematically used drugs to turn its athletes into champions, with no regard for the rules or even for the health of the athletes. As ABC's Jim Bittermann reports, there are more than a few echoes here of Hitler and his master race.
East Germany, what a strong team they have.
6 new world record for these Germans.
World record.
Another gold medal for the fabulous East Germans.
Where did she get that strength from? I don't know.
In previous Olympics, few did know for sure where East Germans got their amazing strength and speed. But since the last Games, what some had suspected has been conclusively proven. The dazzling sports machine of the former German Democratic Republic was fueled by drugs and driven by doctors who freely experimented on human guinea pigs to reach one all-consuming goal, bring home the gold.
They were used as guinea pigs in many ways, in that they were being monitored at the time, so that scientific experiments were carried out on them. In some cases, of course, they didn't even know that they were being given drugs.
It was, in a perverse way, an amazing achievement. Prodded by the state, scientists and coaches from this country of only 17 million people were able to construct athletes who at the 1988 Olympics walked off with more medals than the United States, which had 14 times the population.
Doping was a decisive part of East German training methods. The goal was to achieve top performances at any cost, to show what a small communist state could achieve, and the whole world was astonished.
But the world would not have known about the experiments into bodybuilding drugs if it weren't for a molecular biologist and his wife. As the two Germanys were being unified, the couple managed to save secret documents on the doping program from East German shredding machines. They were appalled at what they found.
One of the, among many things that are absolutely unethical and even criminal, are, for example, the use of illegal drugs in young girls. I mentioned at the age of 14, young swimmers, young gymnastics. Drugs that even under DDR law, under East German law, were illegal.
Through the detailed records, Dr. Franke could see that the East German researchers were getting exactly the kind of results they wanted.
Here you can read this. Ulf Timmermann, the shot put Olympic gold medal winner in Seoul.
Few better illustrate how effective the drug program was than Olympic record shot putter Ulf Timmermann. Throughout the 80s, he kept throwing the shot farther and farther. His best, more than 23 meters. This is Timmermann today, 4 years later, on the United German team and off drugs. The best he can do now is around 21 meters, nearly 2 meters less. Without drugs, he's unlikely to ever again match his own record, but he remains determined to beat everyone else.
If I thought I couldn't win anymore, I would just stop.
It should be said that the East German sports successes weren't entirely due to drugs. The communist regime had developed unique and often sophisticated training techniques. And not every East German athlete used drugs. But many, like swimmer Reich Heinemann, say the pressure to join the drug program was often intense.
They said the whole world does it. I remember a guy in my training group refused to take steroids. They told him, listen, we are paying for your personal coaches and trips, and now you don't want to take part? This shows us your lack of ambition.
Heinemann quietly stopped taking steroids after doctors gave him an experimental drug which produced agonizing headaches and made him concerned that he was doing himself harm. His worries are well-founded. Athletes involved with powerful hormonal drugs like the East Germans were using risk liver and heart damage. Women may develop masculine characteristics and sexual disorders they live with the rest of their lives.
Treating a human being as an object and being obedient to the government. What is in the interest of the government counts more than everything else. That is, of course, reminiscent of the Third Reich.
The East Germans also showed how easy it is for any athlete to avoid detection by simply discontinuing drug use in the days before major competitions in order to pass the mandatory tests. They charted every top athlete to know when each should stop taking drugs. And they were able to keep ahead of the latest testing techniques because, incredibly, a director of the East German drug program was also a member of the international committee that supervises drug testing.
The biggest mistake we made was that we noted everything down very conscientiously. And that is why we are now at the center of media attention, as though we had been the only ones in the world who broke the rules of sport.
In fact, the East Germans aren't the only ones who've broken the rules. Evidence of drug-assisted performance is so overwhelming that even Olympic officials themselves are now discussing the idea of throwing out records in some sports and starting all over again. If for no other reason, then the records may never be equaled again without the use of drugs. With the Olympic Games about to begin, coaches, athletes, and scientists know the playing field could be more level if drug use were detected and stopped through a more thorough program of surprise drug testing, away from competition. But it takes political will to do that, something lacking so far. And so, in Germany and elsewhere, there is little doubt that among the thousands of athletes in the Barcelona arenas, there are bound to be some taking a chemical advantage over all the rest. This is Jim Bittermann for Nightline in Berlin.
When we come back, we'll be joined by the man who helped write the anti-doping rules for the Olympic Committee, by the scientist who found proof of the East German steroid program, and by an American world record swimmer who was sunk by the East Germans in the last Olympics.
This is ABC News Nightline, brought to you by the Discover Card.
So you just got a cash advance, did you? Too bad you used an ordinary credit card, because you could be carrying some very heavy interest charges. Why not carry the Discover Card? Just pay your full monthly balance and a small transaction fee, and we'll forget the interest, which means our money comes with no strings attached. It pays to Discover.
In high school, Sharon Simpson used to call me Pinhead. So at the 10-year class reunion, I drive up in my new Eagle Talon TSI all-wheel drive.
And what did she say?
Nice car, Pinhead.
My big brother says his Eagle Talon has 195 horses under the hood.
Oh, so you're looking for the horsies?
No, I'm checking out the intercooled turbocharger.
Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company is a proud sponsor of the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament. Athletics are important to Grinnell Mutual. They contribute to the growth and character of our children. That's why we support athletic programs for all ages.
Especially when our athletes are just starting out. From Center Court in Grinnell, Grinnell Mutual Reinsurance Company welcomes you to Grinnell.
They're in their 20s, reject the values of the 80s, but still want the American dream.
Do you think
think that your generation is going backwards.
Barbara Walters, 20-something, Wednesday.
Werner Franke is the molecular biologist who got the goods on the East German steroid program. Records that showed athletes were regularly doped. He joins us from Helsinki, Finland. American swimmer Mary Meagher is the world record holder for the 100 and 200-meter butterfly. Then she lost in the last Olympics to the East Germans. She joins us from Barcelona. Prince Alexandre de Merode is the chairman of the IOC Medical Commission, and he helped put together the IOC anti-doping charter. Prince Alexandre also joins us from Barcelona. Miss Meagher, I don't want to rub it in, but the fact is the East Germans did beat you in 1988. How certain were you at the time that they were on drugs?
Well, I'd have to say that I gave them the benefit of the doubt probably till 1985, 86. And then it was just too much. I mean, their voices seemed to be so low for too long of a time, and to have a whole team with such low voices, that's when I really started questioning. In 88, you know, I think if I would have swam closer to my best times and still had lost to them, I would have felt like they had maybe taken away a medal from me. But in fact, I really probably beat myself in that case.
But let's talk about this. You talk about the voices being deeper. Were there other signs? Were they building up muscle mass? Were they more masculine, more physically intimidating?
They probably had a few more masculine characteristics, but I'm not so sure that's just from being German as much as it is being on steroids. I really think it was their low voices, and to be honest, you know, everyone comes across being bigger on TV than what they are in person, and I'm not sure they were really a whole lot bigger than the biggest Americans or the larger American swimmers, so I don't know.
Mr. Franke, you mentioned in Jim Bittermann's piece that these drugs were being given even to 14-year-old girls. Was any thought given to the possible health risks, or were these children, in effect, guinea pigs for the greater glory of East Germany?
I mean, there was, as it concerns swimming, there was a general Verbandskonzeption, which means that the Swimming Association had a general regimen that girls at the age of 14 to 15 came on drugs, exactly on 10 milligram of the drug oral turinabol per day. So this means that it was practically virilization, treatment with the male hormone of girls of young age. They then produced what they thought better drugs that were illegal drugs, like one called mestanolone, because they wanted not to build up too much muscle, but rather to have them slimmer and better coordination. So that they also watched the side effects, the damaging side effects, and their doctoral thesis, top secret thesis, which registered the side effects. So they really were watching the damaging side effects as well, and those who did develop side effects were simply thrown out. The term was ausdelegiert. So that was an easy solution.
Mr. Franke, you make it sound like cold clinical science, like there was no consideration of these people as human beings whatsoever.
That's true. It went even further. They had a plan to pharmacologically test the metabolic type of the children in order to not do wrong investment and predetermine the metabolizing type according to their cytochrome P450 system. That is, they wanted to have better metabolizers as well.
Prince Alexandre, let me bring in, Mr. Franke, if I can, Prince Alexandre at this point, because you were in charge of the IOC Medical Commission while all this was going on. Why didn't you catch the East Germans?
Oh, but, you know, it was impossible to prove anything. We heard something sometimes, but of course we don't imagine how deep they were able to go. And of course we have discovered it last year and 2 years ago, and I believe that it was really scientifically organized. It was a political system. He wants to demonstrate that with sports they are the best, and they have the best political system because they produce the best athletes in the world. And then the human aspect doesn't have any importance for these people.
Well, Prince, if I may interrupt, given that, how can you be certain that there won't be the same kind of cheating going on next week in Barcelona and that it will once again go undetected?
I believe also that we have made some progress from our side. We know what was the techniques also. We have made a new system with a steroid profile, And I believe now it's not so easy to cheat, and probably this type of study is a little bit stopped. And I'm sure then, of course, they are not unique example, but certainly it's a unique example of such a system so deeply developed.
Mr. Franke, as I understand it, a number of these East German scientists have gone either to West Germany, to United Germany, or to other international sports programs. I mean, how confident are you that this cheating won't be continued, equally sophisticated, at the Barcelona Olympics?
Oh, clearly the cheating is being continued. It's just more difficult these days. Just recently, a swimmer for the former world record holder, world champion Astrid Strauss, was caught with too high testosterone values. And remember, the DDR doctors had already in 1983 a mixture of testosterone and epitestosterone. That is exactly the test that is being used also in Barcelona. So they had a pre-mix just to escape the international doping test. And in addition, they had brainstorming sessions with their top scientists from the Academy of Sciences, including, by the way, the president of the Academy of Sciences himself. So they really did the utmost to beat international tests. And of course, if you combine those forces, then you can really achieve a lot in cheating.
Mr. Franke, from reading what you have of the East German records over the past couple of decades, did you get a sense as to how hard the IOC and other international sports federations were working and how effective they were in stopping this?
No, they clearly were not effective. My wife has already in 1969 clearly set up the scenario that one would have to do out-of-competition testing and so forth. Yeah. And it took more than 20 years. Now, it's clearly there, it's evident that several nations still tolerate the abuse of these drugs, by the way, including the United States. You have caught last week, or in the trials, you have caught 5 athletes, and you have only revealed the name of 1 so far. So as long as sports associations are that lax and that sanctimonious, you cannot expect that athletes will not try again and again to take advantage.
Mr. Franke, I have to break in here, but when we return, I want to ask all 3 of you what the IOC and other international sports federations could do to crack down on cheating, and whether past cheaters at the Olympics should be stripped of their gold medals. And we'll continue our discussion in a moment.
Look at these red marks. These old glasses do nothing but pinch. They're a pain.
You don't have to put up with glasses that don't fit anymore.
Now LensCrafters brings you better fit for greater comfort. LensCrafters glasses fit your snug points with features like new self-adjusting snug fit pads that flex to gently and securely hug your nose.
No more pinching. I never knew glasses could be this comfortable.
LensCrafters, better fit for greater comfort. In about an hour.
We Americans have some very particular ideas of what we want in our cars and trucks.
I feel like the car's like wrapped around.
One company gets input from customers at every stage of new product development to find out exactly what they're looking for. That may be why 5 of the top 10 selling vehicles in America are built by the same company, Ford Motor Company.
With your help, our quality gets better all the time.
Ford Motor Company. Quality is job 1. It's working. It's working.
Michael? That's Michael Jordan!
On an average day, Michael Jordan laughed through hundreds of autographs and has 1 bowl of whole grain Wheaties with breakfast.
Yeah, but it's a big bowl.
Wheaties sticks with you. It's hearty, whole grain wheat with all the bran. So can Wheaties satisfy you more than some airy, lightweight cereal?
Michael! Can I get back to you on that?
Give me your autograph!
Betty to Wheaties.
How would you get rid of this mountain of garbage? Some people are turning dumps back into wilderness areas. Watch ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings tomorrow.
Continuing our discussion now about Olympic drug use, Prince Alexandre, a number of experts say that there is a very simple, effective way to solve that problem, and that the solution is random testing not tied to meets at any time of the year so that athletes can prepare for it. Why don't the IOC and other international sports federations push random testing harder?
Okay, I don't believe that it's a task for the International Olympic Committee to initiate control. You must understand that an international federation making a lot of effort, spending a lot of money, produce only 24 tests in Soviet Union, for example. On the other hand, if you have a national program, they can be well conducted, will produce 8,000 tests. And of course, we must have tests without any advice before and during training time, and I believe that can be real progress. And that's the reason why the IOC have built a commission with the various people that are involved, international federation, governmental organization, national bodies, national Olympic committees or national association of federations, and to try to coordinate all these efforts and to measure if the efforts are equal in the various countries and the quality of these efforts. And I believe then that can produce a real effect, and we must know also that the system must be equal for everybody. That's basic things.
Ms. Meagher, how do you feel about random testing, and did you as an athlete have the sense that the IOC and the other international sports federations were doing enough to make sure that the athletes, for instance, of East Germany or the Eastern Bloc, were competing equally and fairly against athletes from the U.S.?
I had the feeling that everyone was trying. It just seemed like they were always 5, 10 steps ahead of us. You know, random drug testing is not a simple thing to do. You have athletes that are constantly traveling. The cost of already giving a drug test is horrific. And if you add to the fact that someone from the United States Olympic Committee is going to have to get on the road and start traveling to make sure that the athlete really gets the notice, that within 48 hours they have to produce a urine sample, the cost just goes out of the sky. So it's hard to do, and plus the fact, too, I should add, we don't just test for drugs, we test for a lot of other things that cover up the steroid use. And so what do you do with an athlete that has signs of that in it, but who's on prescription medicine from a doctor? I mean, that's wrong according to our rules, but, you know, do you suspend them for 2 years, for 4 years because they were on a prescription medicine from a doctor? And so it gets really blurred. It's a tough program to try to set up and carry out. I can say swimming has just signed on. They worked for 3.5 years to try to figure out exactly how it was going to work, and they finally have come to terms with a way that possibly it's fair to both the athlete and to the other athletes who don't want the others cheating.
Prince Alexandre, if the IOC really wants to crack down on drug use, do you really think that you should be allowing Ben Johnson back to compete in these Olympics after what he did in Seoul?
Oh, you know, I believe that I am happy when he is coming back, because 2 years suspension in my mind is enough. And generally, you can see in the society, people have to be rehabilitated inside. And I believe then no reason it's not the same thing with the sportsman. 4 years, in my mind, it's too much at the first offense, because it's very difficult
I was going to say, even for something as bad as cheating during the finals of an Olympic competition?
Why not? You know, when somebody in the life is killing his neighbors, 2 years later you can see him free. And then I believe that cheating on a competition is not so terrible than to kill your neighbor.
How do you feel, Prince, about taking away the gold medals and Olympic records from athletes such as the East Germans who are now known to have cheated?
Okay, before I am never happy to take back a medal, because I'm not sure that the athlete is the only responsible. And if you speak about East Germans on this time, I'm not sure that the athletes were only responsible. That's the political system that is always responsible. In the West country, also, you have the trainers, you have the doctors, you have sometimes the federation themselves. They are pushing the athletes to cheat, and all these people have to be touched when we discover a positive case.
Let me bring in Ms. Meagher here, because she was directly affected by this in 1988. We have less than a minute left. What are your feelings? Would you like to see those East Germans who cheated and beat you in '88, would you like to see their gold medals stripped and their world records taken away from them?
I don't know if I want to make this personal, and so I don't know about that situation, but I think every athlete feels like if there's any chance at all that a swimmer made it to the top level of the award stand without cheating, that they deserve to keep that medal. Now, if the athletes are coming out, or the coaches are coming out saying this athlete definitely broke the rules and used steroids, I think we all agree that those medals should be taken away. And I agree with the doctor, people are allowed to change, but I think in sport, if you tell someone they can't compete for the rest of their life, that's not taking away their life. That is just preventing other people from cheating. So,
Ms. Maher, Prince Alexander, Dr. Franke, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you all very much for joining us tonight. And I'll be back in a moment.
The Lamborghini Diablo, 202 miles per hour. The Lockheed SR-71, Mach 3. The Fountain Lightning, 114 miles per hour. The IBM PS2, featuring the SLC processor, the fastest in its class, proving that records aren't only broken in the air, on the track, and on the water, but on your desk. The PS2 SLC.
Now save an additional $500 on new Jeep Wranglers.
Today, Tech Tread Shoe Corporation announced a major retail expansion in 25 U.S. cities.
When I see a company that looks like a good investment, I check it out myself.
We make it easier to follow your own lead.
At Charles Schwab, I can get quotes, financial news, and when I make a trade, commission savings.
Always there to give you just the help you need.
Help yourself at Schwab today.
Joanne Cern talks about her new Goodyear AquaTread all-season radials.
I was taking my daughter to play rehearsal, and it was pouring.
The advanced Deep Groove Aqua Channel channels water away as you drive.
And the lady in front of me just stopped. And I expected to skid, then I didn't.
AquaTread, only from Goodyear.
And that convinced me right then and there.
AquaTread, we like to say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
On the next Good Morning America, Vice Presidential candidate Al Gore joins us from the campaign trail.
Then orphan drugs, medicine that could save your life, but could you afford it? On Good Morning America.
You can keep up to the minute overnight. For news from around the nation and the world, turn to World News Now, later tonight on this ABC station. And that's our report for tonight. I'm Chris Wallace in Washington. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
If you wish a videocassette version of Nightline, the cost is $14.98 plus $3.95 shipping and handling.
Nightline is a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC News than from any other source. They're in their 20s, reject the values of the 80s, but still want the good life.
I have no plan.
We're asking who am I first.
You don't have a condom, you don't have sex.
Do you think to some degree that your generation is going backwards?
I don't think anyone wants to work 90 to 100 hours a week anymore.
Barbara Walters, 20-something. What happened to the American dream? Wednesday.
Occasional showers overnight with a low in the 60s.
When you least expect it, you're elected, you're a star. You're on Candid Camera. Without smoking, you're the focus. It's your lucky day. You're on Candid Camera. You're on Candid
goodness. Welcome to Candid Camera. In our first gag, you're going to see some high school wrestlers, and they're going to meet the opponent of their dreams, a beautiful young lady who has got all the right moves. Watch. We went to Woodward High School in Atlanta to watch the wrestling team during practice. The coach is Larry Boswick, and he's in on the gag. Just listen.
We have a transfer student coming in that wants to wrestle, and it's a girl. All three of us go wrestling? Well, if one of you can't I'll wrestle. Fellas, this is Melissa Young, and she's here to wrestle with you today. And she is going to be on our wrestling team.
Not bad, not bad. Hey, this could be fun. Now, don't hurt yourself trying to hide your feelings. Holy cow, I think I'm in love.
Melissa, you go ahead and get your shoes. Okay. You guys go ahead, decide amongst yourselves who's going to wrestle with her first. We'll be right back. You guys decide.
First, the guys have to decide who gets to wrestle Melissa. Oh, then they start thinking, what if I lose?
That's a strong kid.
Hey, this one he said if one of you can't beat her, I'll shoot myself.
I don't want to wrestle, man. Smart kid.
If you get in trouble, I'll sub in, all right? If something goes wrong, I'll get in there for you.
And just in case they do lose to a girl...
If the guy loses, nobody says a word.
Now let's get on with the match. Oh, this will be easy. I'll just... No, I can't do that. Just reach in and... Oh, no, well, ooh.
Sam, what are you doing? This is wrestling. This isn't trying to stare.
The guys on the sideline can't resist giving advice.
Well, just go around legs. Just pull her in. And then just jump on top of her. It's a move.
Okay, gorgeous George. You know so much. Why don't you take a crack at it? Show her your stuff. Ah, ready? Whoa.
You can't do that.
Okay, did Melissa make the team? Let's see.
Since I'm a girl and everything, and you have to have such different rules and all, we just decided that all we want you to do is look over there by the basketballs and smile because you're on Candid Camera.
When you have a substitute teacher, you never know what you're going to get. Especially when the teacher is from Candid Camera. All right, class, look. We sent our Bert Goodman to school in San Francisco to pose as a substitute teacher. Bert's going to tell the kids a lovely story with the help of our hidden speaker for sound effects.
He had to cross a plank, lying across a running brook.
The story is great, but it sounds like Bert has a little problem. Oh, dear, those poor kids. What now? Look at those expressions. Oh, they don't know what's coming off.
Jumped up, but with no greater...
Let me out of here. But the story is lovely.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We all heard that one first, but...
Okay, you want one more?
Sure.
Okay.
These kids are troopers. I think they should get an award, but I think it would melt.
Let me hear one song from you that
What? You like those beans?
Oh, yeah. Okay, now.
And they lived happily ever after.
You're on Candid Camera.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Stay on the line, folks, because Candid Camera deals up some excellent comedy right after the break. Later on, we discover a new species of toad. But first, going up, Here's a strange way to have a bathroom on every floor.
In Mrs. Houlihan's daycare center, there's an army of itty-bitty sneakers, a frog named Prince, millions of germs, and one important can of Lysol disinfectant spray. It gets rid of germs on surfaces. That's important to Mrs. Houlihan for a lot of little reasons.
Morning, Mrs. Houlihan.
Take care with Lysol disinfectant spray.
Oh, no. Looks like last week's pizza party dropped in our carpet.
That's okay.
That's okay? The stain's old.
I know.
She uses Resolve carpet cleaner with DuPont Teflon. With Resolve, even old stains come out with ease.
Uh-oh.
Get Resolve with Teflon.
That's okay.
Deep down, what's the dirtiest word in your bathroom? New improved Lysol Basin Tub and Tile Cleaner now has twice the cleaning power to wipe out soap scum. And it even gets rid of germs. Get your bathroom deep down clean with new Lysol Basin Tub and Tile Cleaner.
Personal Connections Plus, 1-900-680-PLUS. Looking for romance or just want to have fun? Personal Connections Plus is fast and easy and very discreet. 1-900-680-7587. Don't waste time with newspaper ads or blind leads. Hear from someone in your area right now and in their own voice. Call 1-900-680-PLUS for a perfect connection. Just $2.99 per minute. Over 18, please.
Tired of making others rich? Need a second income? See the area's largest selection of full and part-time businesses at the all-new Own Your Own Business Expo Saturday and Sunday at the Convention Center. See exhibits, get the facts, find the business to suit your lifestyle and budget. Many can be operated at home without business experience, and some need just a small investment. So stop wishing and start doing. Choose from a tremendous selection of full and part-time businesses at the all-new Own Your Own Business Expo this Saturday and Sunday at the Convention Center, 501 Grand Avenue. Expo hours 11 to 6.
What would you all think of a bathroom in an elevator?
A bathroom in an elevator?
Yeah.
It has its ups and downs.
Well, we thought we'd get some really great reactions to our little prank. And we did. Check it out. We took our cameras to 55 Park Place in downtown Atlanta, where we installed a restroom in one of the elevators, and our Murray Langston pretended to be an office worker using the facility.
It's okay, come on. No, it's okay, come on in. I'm just trying to finish shaving. What floor are you going to? Just go ahead. If you need to use the bathroom, that's fine. You guys need to use the bathroom?
Most folks just couldn't believe their eyes.
No, come on, it's okay. Are you going up? Oh, it's all right, fine, come on. Come on, it's all right. All right, it's okay, come on.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? I'm just trying to finish shaving. Do you need
That's all right, I don't want
Do you need to use the bathroom?
But for some unsuspecting office workers, an elevator is an elevator, even if it looks like a restroom.
Okay, well, you don't have any toothpaste, do you? Yeah. Well, I'm going up anyway. Come on in. Go ahead. Come on. All right, Miss Fisher. Yeah, you want to have a seat here? Go ahead, have a seat.
I can't say I've ever seen one quite like this downtown.
You haven't seen my shaving cream around here, have you? Wow. Oh, yeah, because I've been running late every morning, so I decided to just shave real quickly. You need a shave, by the way?
No, I've already done that already.
Because I got the razor, you need to brush your teeth?
Well, I forgot my camera, though.
Your camera? What do you need your camera for? Huh?
Take a picture of this. It's too wild.
Yeah, I'm just, do you need to use the bathroom or the elevator? You don't have to have any toilet paper with you. There's no toilet paper in here. Do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, how about toothpaste? What about the shower? You know where the shower is? Any chance? Because I heard the shower was around here somewhere.
But here's one woman who knows the difference between a restroom and an elevator.
What's wrong?
This is the elevator.
Well, no, yeah, usually, but come on in. Come on, it's okay. You can use it. Come here. I want to show you something. Come here.
I'm going to call the police on you.
Why would you call the police on me?
Because you ain't got no business in the elevator.
Hey, you see that mirror? There's a camera behind that mirror.
Oh, get out of here.
You're on Candid Camera, all right?
Oh, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Our next gag answers the question, will an unsuspecting office worker win her phone battle over the Candid Camera motor mouth? You make the call. Hello.
Do me a favor, please call. There's a fellow here by the name of Jim Allen. Call him. We'd like to know the name of the 5 items, what they were, okay?
Allen Industries.
Hi, yes, may I speak to Jim Allen, please?
Okay, you caught me. It's Jim Allen. Okay, my wife is normally the secretary here, but she's not here. We're not a big company like I'd like it to believe, you know, so I'm a little embarrassed now because I answered the phone.
Oh, no, I'm glad you did. I'm Sharon. I'm calling from Tobago.
Hi, Sharon. Now, do you think, I just want to know, do you think Allen Industries, because that's the name I'm giving it, does it make it sound like a big company, Allen Industries?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, is, you know, that's why I answered, you know, but my wife...
And it begins.
France is absolutely gorgeous, but, you know, if you like plays, which I like plays, I'll go to London and see the plays, but because you don't get a whole lot of plays in the south of France, although I can understand why you'd like the south of France, because you speak French, so why not?
No.
Well, you gotta get him. You gotta get him right now, because I got the chairman on the board. Thanks, Sharon. I know you're trying, but just get him.
Do you speak Italian? You didn't mention Italian.
I think this is what they call can't get a word in edge.
Chicken cuts it all, man. They don't like burn the skin. I mean, I guess they take all the skin off, don't they? And then, but the food is like, it's a lot of curried stuff, rice and stuff. It's interesting. It's different. It's different kind of food.
Sharon's getting frustrated, so now she tries the barter system.
I'll tell you what, Jim, you give me these 5 items, and then I'll be glad to talk to you as long as you want.
Oh, the barter system doesn't seem to work. Now, Bob Murray's here, and he wants to know what's going on right now.
Could you please, he finally give me this? I was talking about his wife being bit on the toe by a mouse, and let's just keep... Okay, the second item, please.
One more time, Sharon.
Second item, Jim.
I don't...
No. This is what instant replay is all about.
He's just talking. He's talking about his cabin in Big Bear. He's talking about on a rampage. Have I ever been to London? And he just keeps every time. So then he told me to read these off. And he said, okay, thank you very much. You have it. And it sounds like you're under a lot of pressure. And then he started talking again about restaurants. He's hungry. And he said, it's not like I have a drinking problem, but... And I'm like, okay, so this man is drinking. That's the problem. And I keep saying, now please have these. And so that's it. He gave me, and he says, okay, you have them now. Bye.
Look, let's make it easy. Call him back. Ask him for the shipping. That's the shipping code. The shipping code words. That's
okay, the first code word is Smiley. Smiley or smile. S-M-I-L-E.
S-M-I-L-E. Smile.
Okay, and then it's your Y-O-U-R-E.
Y-O-U-R-E.
And then O-N. What does that say?
Smile, you're on.
Candid Camera.
No. Red, I would.
When we come back, are you looking for a pet? Check out these little squirts.
It's Confidential Affairs, live and in private. Call 1-900-740-GIRL now and talk live